Hello, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of Scratch Golf Academy. Today, why 90% of golfers, give or take, fail to hit their irons well. And the reason is really twofold, I think. Lack of ability to reduce lofted impact will explain, and also hitting down too much, I'll explain that too. Irons are built, especially middle and short irons, so that the leading edge of the club face is not flush to the ground when the shaft is vertical. They're intending it to be that way. That flushes the bottom of the club. So don't shy away from this. Lots of weak, thin shots if you hit irons like that. They are built to be hit in this fashion. Well, there's an 8-iron shot. You'll notice a small divot in front of the ball. So before we get into our two big keys that I think will really help you, let me just touch on the fact that forward shaft lean is going to help you in a couple of ways for sure. It's going to help you hit the ball before the club bottoms out and reaches the ground. It's also going to help you compress the ball. Very hard to compress a ball well this way, much more effectively that way. So let's look at our keys, but just for a moment, I'll show you several great players at impact. So there's Adam Scott on the left and Phil Mickelson on the right. You can see pretty significant shaft lean, weight towards the front foot there for both of them. If you like these videos, I hope you'll subscribe to this YouTube channel. Let's have a look at Fred Couples. And let's go with one of the ladies here. ScratchGolfAcademy.com is my home site, has full video courses in every area. There's Fred at impact, and let's have a look at the LPGA star here. Again, you see the forward lean. Now, we said in the opening, failure to reduce lofted impact. Certainly handle forward, shaft leaning forward reduces loft, but when you do that, there will be a tendency for the heel to stay ahead of the toe. So you have to tilt the face a little bit this way, again, further reducing loft, but that's how these are designed to be hit. That's how you'll compress the ball. Let's check a drill out. How do we work on this? Well, grip the club in front of you. It's not a video about grip, but you need a grip that allows you to hinge it, and you need one that's strong enough it allows you to turn your wrist. Just practice it. Just turn the club. That's all we're asking you to do here. Not flash the club, turn the club. And here's a drill I would do. Short iron, I've got an 8-iron. I'm going to take my setup here. I'm going to punch one about 40 yards. I'm going to preset that face probably 20-30 degrees to the left, way to the left. I'm going back and I'm just going to try to punch it where it goes straight. So face left, nice straight firm shot. That is a great way to start to feel how this works with your hands. That was a really solid shot there. You'll feel some compression. Now, our number two big pitfall, said at the beginning of the video, tried to be controversial, not really. A lot of players hit down too much. Do they at impact? Generally not. What they do, however, is they create too much of an overall descending blow. If you do these impact habits, as I've just been describing with shaft lean and face tilt, you'll bury the club if you do that. So golfers innately bail out of that, take some of the downward hit out, and lose the structure of their impact. Let's work on that. So continuing our discussion, why 90% of golfers fail to hit their irons well. Two steeper downswings we just talked about. There's one of two areas. We'll look at one from here. Always remember this. This is straight up and down. That is directly down to the ground. The more I swing to the side of my body, the less downward hit I'm creating. So its steepness of swing plane always carries with it an excessively steep downward angle of attack, again, causing people to straighten up. So, hey, we're not trying to swing way into out, but that club should be more at the side of your body, coming along the ground to the ball. Best image I could give you just off the top of my head, if you had a little table here, a card table, paper cups, etc. on it, and you had to take your hand and brush everything off without certainly without smashing into the table, you'd do it pretty easily. You wouldn't swing to the right, you wouldn't swing down, you'd come from the side of your right hip along the table, brush everything off. That's what we're looking for. Let's look at another feature. So our other element of not hitting down too much, we're going to use this broom as an example. Even if your plane's good, don't drive the handle into the ground. The end you're holding, in this case, the broom's a nice example. If I had to make a mini golf swing on a wooden floor with dust and stuff all over it and flick dust to the other end of the room, would I be driving the grip end of the broom into the floor? Absolutely not. It would be coming level, even slightly up as I go through, as my hips push underneath me and rise a little bit. And you can have the handle rising and still bend the bristles. You can still make the proper contact. Let's look at me in slow motion. We'll finish up with a little discussion of how to work on this. Well, Adam B Golf, ADAMBgolf.com is my home teaching website. If you ever want to learn more about instructional programs or some of the summer travels I do to teach, you're welcome to do so. So here's the weight shift starting down. You'll certainly see I get sufficient shaft lean to make a solid hit. Divot post impact there, you can see that. But if you watch the glove, it's very level there, even slightly ascending as it starts to go through impact. And that's in conjunction with the hips beginning to extend, push up away from the ground a bit, and the knees getting a little straighter. Helps alleviate digging. Okay, if you could use a broom, in other words, if you could flick some dust across the room as I just demonstrated a moment ago, you can do this. So here's how we're going to work on it. Takes a bit of practice, of course. Preset a significant forward amount of forward shaft lean and your weight to the left. Get a golf club on the rug or the carpet or the grass if you're outside, and just practice just that little feeling of extending the hips and feeling the glove of your hand arcing up a little bit till you're just getting a little brush mark there at the bottom. Takes a little practice, not that difficult. It's something you could work on at home and do. You've probably heard him say it. I've certainly heard him say it. Tiger Woods saying he likes to practice sometimes where he's hit irons for 20 minutes or so and there's no divot there. Personally, I've never seen him do that. Every time I see him on TV, he's taking a divot, but who am I to question the great man? But I am told he likes to practice that. I can guarantee you he's not doing that because he's losing shaft lean or anything like that. He has a ton of it. He's doing it because with all that tilt, he's practicing this very sort of an idea where he's compressing the ball but not driving the club into the ground. So little swings like that, weight forward, just hit slightly behind it, but it was the right general idea there. Club didn't drive into the ground. You can do this stuff, just get your thinking in order, put a little bit of practice in, keep the scale small. You can start to become a good iron player.